When did you realize that the saying, if they love you, they'll make time for you, is true? My dad had been promising to take me fishing for over a year. Every time I brought it up, he'd say the same thing. When I get a weekend off, buddy. Soon. But weekends came and went. My birthday, too. Eventually, I just stopped asking. I was in 7th grade when my classmate Jake invited me over for the first time. His house was small and cluttered, with toys scattered around and dishes in the sink. But it felt warm somehow. Jake's dad was sitting at the kitchen table when we walked in, still wearing his work uniform from the auto shop. "You must be Brady," he said, standing up to shake my hand. "Jake's been talking about you all week." We went to Jake's room to play video games, but his old console wasn't working right. His dad came in and sat on the floor with us, messing with the wires until he got it running. Then he made us hot chocolate and sat there cracking jokes while we played. When I mentioned I'd never been fishing, Jake's dad's eyes lit up. "We go every Sunday morning. You should come with us." I didn't say anything, but my heart jumped. I'd been begging my dad to take me fishing since I was 10. That night I went home and quietly asked my dad again, "Can we go fishing this Sunday? Just for a few hours?" He looked up from his laptop with that familiar tired expression. "I've got quarterly reports due Monday morning. Maybe next weekend, all right? I promise we'll do something soon." I nodded and went to my room. But Sunday morning at 6 a.m., I heard a knock on our door. Jake's dad was standing there in his fishing gear, holding an extra rod. "Ready to catch some fish?" he asked with a big smile. I left a note on the kitchen counter. "Gone fishing with Jake's family. Back by dinner." At the lake, Jake's dad showed me how to bait the hook, how to cast without tangling the line, and how to be patient. We didn't catch much, just a couple small bass, but I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. I felt important. Jake's dad asked me about school, about what I wanted to do when I grew up, about my favorite movies. He actually listened to my answers. When I told him about the science project I was working on, he got genuinely excited and started giving me ideas. Around noon, we packed up and drove back. The whole ride home, Jake's dad was telling stories about when he was a kid, making us laugh until our sides hurt. When I got home that evening, my dad was in his office, still working on those reports. He looked up when I walked in. "How was fishing?" he asked. "It was amazing," I said. "We caught 2 bass and Jake's dad taught me how to tie different knots." My dad nodded. "That's great, buddy. I'm glad you had fun." There was this weird silence for a moment. Then he said, "You went with them? To the lake?" I shrugged. "Yeah, it was only a 30-minute drive." My dad's face changed. He closed his laptop and really looked at me for the first time in months. "I guess I always thought it had to be this big elaborate trip," he said quietly. "Like we needed to plan some weekend camping adventure or buy expensive gear first." I sat down in the chair across from his desk. "Nope. Jake's dad just grabbed some old rods from his garage and we went. He said fishing is more about the talking than the catching anyway." My dad was quiet for a long time, just staring at his hands. "I keep saying I don't have time," he finally said. "But Jake's dad works 2 jobs, doesn't he?" I nodded. "He fixes cars all week and does landscaping on weekends, but he still makes time for Jake. Every Sunday morning, no matter what." That hit something in my dad. His shoulders kind of sagged and he rubbed his face with both hands. "I've been telling myself I'm working all these hours for you," he said, "to give you a better life. But what kind of life is it if we never actually spend time together?" The next Sunday, my dad woke me up at dawn. He was standing in my doorway holding 2 fishing rods and a tackle box. "Come on," he said. "Let's go see what's biting." We drove to the same lake where I'd gone with Jake's family. My dad was nervous, asking me to show him the knots Jake's dad had taught me. But once we got our lines in the water, something changed. He started talking to me like I was a real person, not just his kid he needed to take care of. We went fishing every Sunday after